The good days never feel fully safe. A quiet worry hums beneath them even when nothing is wrong. You laugh with friends over dinner. Somewhere underneath the laughter, a small voice is counting. It never quite stops. That voice is money worry, and it has learned to follow you, even into your softest, brightest moments. You may be doing better than ever, yet the worry shows up like a guest who refuses to leave. By the end of this, you will understand why. You will feel steadier, gentler with yourself, and less alone. This is not about budgets or strategies. It is about the quiet ache money brings into an okay life. Picture a normal Saturday afternoon. The sun is warm, the coffee is good, yet your mind drifts towards your balance. Nothing bad has happened, no bill is due. But a thin layer of worry sits between you and the moment. That layer is the spiral. It is why joy feels half-finished, and rest feels like something you must earn. The first thing to understand is this: money worry is rarely about money, even when it wears a financial mask. It is a feeling state your nervous system learned long ago, a way of staying alert in an unstable world. Your body learned that worrying meant surviving, so it worries during good times too, just in case the ground shifts. Think about your last genuinely happy day. There was probably a moment when your stomach tightened for no clear reason. Maybe you opened your phone to check something small. Your thumb drifted almost on its own toward the banking app. That tiny drift is not weakness. It is a learned reflex, a small ritual of reassurance to feel safe again. You glance at the number, exhale, and return to your day. But part of you stays behind, still quietly scanning. This is what money anxiety does on your best days. It quietly taxes the moments that should feel completely free. You can be objectively fine and still feel a low hum of dread. That gap is where the spiral lives. Many people carry this and assume something is wrong with them. They tell themselves to be grateful, to relax. But the worry does not respond to logic. It does not soften because the numbers look better than last year. It needs something else. It needs to be understood, not argued with, not pushed away, not shamed for showing up. Imagine telling a frightened child to simply stop being scared. The fear does not vanish, it hides and grows quieter. That is how your mind treats money worry when you push it away. It goes underground and waits for stillness. So instead of fighting it, we will trace it. We will look at where this quiet companion first appeared. Many of us grew up in homes where money was a tone, a tightness in a parent's voice, a hush. We did not need numbers explained. We absorbed the atmosphere, the sighs, the silences when bills arrived in the kitchen. A small child does not understand interest rates, but they understand that something invisible is making the adults feel afraid. That child learns something deep and lasting. They learn money can quietly steal peace from a whole room. Years later, that child is now you, living a stable life with money in the account, still bracing for impact. The body does not update its old beliefs the way circumstances do. It keeps protecting you from a vanished danger. This is why the best days can feel haunted. Your nervous system has not been told the emergency is over. There is another route worth naming gently. Some of us had enough, but watched others around us go without. Or watched a parent work themselves into exhaustion to keep things afloat. We learned that money requires constant, exhausting vigilance. So now, even when you are resting, part of you is still on shift, still scanning the horizon for trouble. It might show up as a sudden pain while paying for groceries, a flinch at a normal expense feeling heavy. It might show up at 3 in the morning. The house is quiet, your mind doing unwelcome math. It might show up as guilt after buying something small for yourself, a whisper saying you should have saved instead. These moments are not random. They are old protections, dressed up as present-day thoughts, trying to keep you safe inside. Notice how often the worry arrives without a real trigger. You were fine, then you were not, and nothing changed. That is your clue. When the worry is bigger than the situation, it is rarely about the situation at all. There is a specific flavor of this anxiety many describe, the feeling of never quite having enough, no matter what. You hit a goal, You save the amount you once dreamed of. Within days, the relief evaporates and worry returns. The number changed, but the feeling did not, because the feeling was never tied to the number. It was safety. This is why people who look successful can still feel broke inside. Their nervous system never got the memo. If this resonates, take a slow breath here. You are not broken. You carry an alarm never switched off. I want to pause with you for a moment. The middle of anything is often where the real work begins. So let me ask you something gently. When was the last time you fully enjoyed a good day without checking? Without the small mental glance at your balance? Without the quiet calculation hiding behind your smile? Without the spiral pulling? If a memory just came up, share it. I would love to read it in the comments below this video. Your story matters here. It might be the exact sentence another viewer needs tonight while sitting with the same worry. Now let us go deeper. The spiral has layers, and good days reveal them more clearly than hard ones. On a hard day, worry makes sense. There is something to point to. A bill, a setback, a real reason. But on a good day, the worry has no obvious cause. It floats. It feels almost embarrassing, like an intruder. That floating quality is the truth being revealed. The worry was never fully tied to events. It is a baseline. Your nervous system has set its thermostat to mild dread, so even in sunlight there is a faint chill present. This is not a flaw in you. It is a pattern, and patterns can soften with understanding, attention, and patience. Here is another layer. Money worry often carries old beliefs about your worth, even when you never say them aloud. Somewhere quietly, you may have learned that being safe equals being good, that having enough equals being enough as someone. So when the worry whispers, it is not only about money, it is about whether you are allowed to rest. This is why a good day can feel disorienting. Or do you just not know who you are without striving? If your identity was built around managing scarcity, abundance can feel threatening, like wearing a coat that does not fit. That is also why people sometimes sabotage their own peace, not out of weakness, but because peace feels unfamiliar territory. Your task is not to force trust. Your task is to let the unfamiliar feeling of safety slowly become familiar. That happens in small doses. A morning where you let yourself sit with your coffee fully before opening any app. A quiet evening where you choose not to check the balance. Simply notice what feeling rushes in instead with curiosity. Each tiny pause teaches your nervous system something new. This moment is safe. You do not have to keep scanning. Think of the worry like a tide. It does not fully go out, but it does not have to drown. You can learn to feel it rise and fall without panic. You can keep your feet, even when water rises. Notice the language we use around money. We say we are drowning, sinking, underwater, even when the numbers say otherwise. That language is the spiral speaking. It is your body translating old emotional weather into a present-day financial story today. When you catch the language, you catch the pattern. When you catch the pattern, you get more space around it. That space is everything. It is the difference between being inside the spiral and being someone who sees it. You will not stop the worry from visiting. It has been with you a long time and knows your door. But you can change how you greet it. Instead of fighting, instead of pretending, you can name it kindly inside. Oh, here is that old feeling again, the one that thinks I am not safe yet. I see you, friend. You can sit with me, but you cannot drive today. That tiny act of naming changes the spiral completely inside. It loosens its grip. It reminds your body that you are the adult here now, holding the steady ground inside. You are not that small child in the kitchen anymore. You are not listening to a parent's tight voice. You are the one holding the room now, and the one holding the room is allowed to feel worried sometimes. You can feel worried and still be okay. Both can be true at the very same quiet, ordinary moment. This is the gentle truth at the heart of it. Money worry is not a sign your life is wrong. It is a sign that something old is still asking to be heard, still asking for reassurance it never received. You can offer that reassurance now, slowly, in tiny everyday ways. not by fixing the worry, but by sitting beside. A friend does not lecture a frightened part of you. A friend says, I know, I am here with you. Over time, that voice becomes your inner voice. The spiral begins to lose some of its automatic power over you. You may still check your balance. You may still flicker at expenses. Progress is not the absence of worry entirely. Progress is noticing the worry rise and choosing to keep enjoying your coffee anyway. You stay in the sunlight longer. Progress is choosing one good day. You let the spiral knock and you simply do not open the door. Not because you forced it away, but because you are practicing a new relationship with your own sense of safety. If today is a good day for you, even slightly, try this gently. Take one full breath without checking anything. Just one breath of unguarded okayness. Notice what arrives, what wants to interrupt, and that you are still here. That single breath is a small rebellion against the spiral. You are telling your nervous system this moment is enough. You do not earn your peace by worrying. You do not pay for good days with quiet dread underneath. The worry made sense once. It was trying to protect a younger you from a world that felt deeply unsteady. You can thank it now softly and let it rest. You have grown into someone who can hold both feelings. If this spoke to something in you, share one word in the comments. One word for what you carry today. Your one word matters. It may be exactly what another viewer needs to finally name what has been following them. If you want more reflections like this, consider subscribing. Tap the bell so you do not miss the next one. That way, the next quiet piece finds you when you need it. It will not get lost in the noise. And before you go, remember this. The worry walks beside you, but it is not the road. Not you. You are the one who notices it. You are the one choosing, breath by breath, to keep walking toward peace. Your best days do not need to be perfect. They only need to be lived softly and fully as themselves. So next time the spiral arrives uninvited, you can smile a little. Whisper, not today. Today I will simply be.